Over the decades, some of the world's most iconic football stadiums have undergone stunning transformations. Some have been expanded, modernized, or completely rebuilt. While for two others, redevelopment seems impossible and they are on the verge of disappearing forever. Today, we're taking a journey back in time, reliving the history of the constant changes of these legendary arenas and exploring how they became the cathedrals of football we know today. Opened in 1957, Camp Nou has always been a temple to football, but what is truly fascinating is how it has evolved. In the 1980s and 1990s, capacity was expanded to accommodate Barcelona's ever-growing fan base, eventually exceeding 100,000 seats. By the 2000s, modernization had begun, better infrastructure, improved access, and updates to meet UEFA standards. And now, we are in the midst of one of the most ambitious stadium transformations in history. The new Camp Nou will hold 105,000 spectators and will feature advanced technology, sustainable design, and a fully covered seating area. It is a project worth over €1.5 billion, and when it is completed in 2026, it will once again set the standard for football stadiums around the world. Opened in 1947, the Bernabéu is more than just the home of Real Madrid. It is a symbol of their dominance in European football. In the 1950s and 1960s, floodlights were installed, the pitch was improved, and the stadium gradually began to expand. By the 1980s, new stands increased capacity and gave the stadium a new energy. In the 2000s, the club carried out further modernization works on the stadium, but the current renovation is on a whole new level. A sleek new facade, a retractable roof, a retractable pitch that folds down and fits into an incubator below ground level, a 360-degree video scoreboard, and VIP lounges that rival luxury hotels. This is not just a stadium, it is becoming a futuristic football palace. Real Madrid are essentially building a stadium that is as iconic as the club itself. Now let's talk about one of the most famous names in football, Wembley. The original stadium opened in 1923 and hosted countless historic matches, from FA Cup finals to the 1966 World Cup final. But over the years, safety concerns and outdated infrastructure made it clear that the old Wembley couldn't survive forever. So in the early 2000s, the legendary towers were demolished, and in 2007, the new Wembley rose in their place. With its iconic arch visible across London, Wembley is now one of the most modern multi-purpose stadiums in the world, capable of hosting everything from football finals to major concerts. San Siro, or Stadio Giuseppe Meazza, opened in 1926 and has been the joint home of AC Milan and Inter Milan for decades. Its expansions in the 1930s and 1950s increased capacity, and a massive renovation for the 1990 World Cup gave it the iconic look we know today, with its giant spiral ramps and third tier. But here's the heartbreaking part. Despite its legendary status, San Siro is facing demolition. Plans for a new ultra-modern stadium with a capacity of around 72,000 seats to be built next door mean that this historic arena could soon disappear, leaving fans with only the memories of one of football's true cathedrals. The Theatre of Dreams has seen it all since it first opened in 1910. Bombings during World War II destroyed large parts of the stadium, but it was rebuilt stronger than ever. In the 1990s and 2000s, expansions made it the largest club stadium in England. But change is once again coming. Plans are now official for Old Trafford to be demolished and replaced with a brand new 100,000-seat stadium, the largest in the UK. It's a bittersweet moment, saying goodbye to over a century of history, but welcoming a futuristic new era for Manchester United. Anfield is one of the oldest stadiums on our list, opening in 1884, and over the decades it has gone through countless changes. Entire stands have been rebuilt, each one adapting to modern needs. The most significant transformation came in 2016 with the addition of the main stand, raising capacity and changing the skyline of Anfield forever. Then came the Anfield Road End expansion, completed between 2021 and 2024. And there's still more to come. A future expansion of the southern stand could bring capacity close to 70,000. For a stadium so deeply tied to its community, these expansions are proof that Anfield continues to grow without losing its soul. When it first opened in 1974 for the World Cup, few could have imagined that Signal Iduna Park would one day become Europe's largest stadium dedicated solely to football. Over the years, expansions in the 1990s and 2000s pushed capacity to over 81,000. But it's not just about size, it's about atmosphere. The famous Yellow Wall creates one of the most intimidating environments for visiting teams anywhere in the world. Continuous renovations ensure that Dortmund's home remains as modern as it is electric. Originally built for the 2002 Commonwealth Games, the Etihad wasn't even a football stadium to begin with. But when Manchester City moved in, the conversion gave the stadium a new identity. Since then, it has grown into one of the Premier League's most modern stadiums. The first phase of the project began in March 2014 and saw the South Stand expand by 6,000 seats in time for the start of the 2015-16 Premier League season. And by the end of 2025, it will be expanded further with a hotel next to the stadium, adding another 7,000 seats, commercial space, a fan zone, and creating one of the best fan experiences in Europe. The Etihad is a perfect example of how a stadium can reinvent itself to match a club's ambitions. Opened in 1937, the Stade Vélodrome began as a multi-sport venue, complete with an athletics track. In 1985, the track was removed, allowing fans to get closer to the action. Then, in preparation for the 1998 World Cup, major renovations reshaped the stadium. The most striking change came in 2014 with the addition of a wraparound roof that covers the stands and amplifies the sound of Marseille's fervent supporters. Today, it stands as one of the largest and most atmospheric stadiums in France. But that's not all. The club plans to redevelop the stadium again by increasing capacity, installing a 360-degree LED screen, and improving its facade. And there you have it, 9 legendary stadiums that have changed more than almost any others in football history. Some are reborn, some are still evolving, and some are sadly approaching their final days. Which of these transformations impressed you the most? And which old stadium do you wish could last forever? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey, make sure to give the video a like, subscribe to SportsRender, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the world of stadiums. We've got even bigger stories coming your way. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video, only here on SportsRender.